What's up, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and in this one I want to give you guys a very quick update about the markets. Just know that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out my Moomoo link. If you deposit $100, you're guaranteed 5 free stocks. If you deposit $2,000, you're guaranteed 30 in total, and the offer ends at the end of March. Anyways, guys, I want to give you guys a warning about a potential pullback that could be coming. If you look at SPY on the 30 minutes time frame, I said that if we had broken 610, this would remain bullish. If we had lost 608, this would be the start of a potential dip that could be coming. Losing 606.5 would be another sign of confirmation, but I just want to say that I'm a little bit concerned about something. When you look at the daily chart on SPY, we're getting a rejection. If we close here, we only have less than an hour left. If we close near this area, we have this giant gap to fill at 603. We have another gap to fill at 597 and another one to fill at least like 594. Not sure about this gap getting filled for the short term all the way down to 584, but I think that we're going to start to fill some of these gaps early next week. Why do I say that? You can't forget that we have FOMC, which Jerome Powell giving a speech. We have more big tech earnings coming out, and we have more data. So a lot of stuff is coming out for next week. And right now, I think that approaching that, we're going to start filling some of these gaps. That's the direction I lean in. So please keep that in mind, guys. We're looking very risky up here. I also say that because if SPY gets a rejection here, there's a very clear bearish divergence on our MACD and also on our volume profile. This makes me suspect that there's going to be a risk of that move to the downside because of that divergence. On the QQQ, same thing. We had this resistance near 535. We came just short of 535. We actually did not break out of the 533s, and now we're coming down to fill this gap. We have this big gap to fill at 525. There's also these supports down here, another gap down here around 508. I don't know if we're going to drop that low. That depends on some factors. But at the very least, I do see us dipping to about the 520 area. We're going to start off with 525, but I do see a rejection potentially coming on the daily charts. So please keep that in mind. Notice that we had a double top that formed on our IWM Russell 2000, and we could be returning to our 50 EMA at 226. So just keep that in mind. On ES, the daily is showing that there's a gap here on the daily as well on ES. I think we're going to be coming back down to 6,080 or below. For the NASDAQ 100 or NQ, there's a big gap to fill at 21,720. Notice we were not holding 22,000. I said we want to hold that for this to bounce. We're not holding that, so this is looking like it's going to be dipping lower. For Bitcoin, we pumped very nice, so we're just consolidating right here. It's going to likely be range bound between 102 and 108,000. So as of right now, it's not doing much. Look at Nvda. It got a rejection. We have this gap to fill all the way down to about 140 or below. Nvda got a rejection. It was supposed to hold above 147 to remain bullish. We rejected instead, and we were supposed to hold 144. Because we lost it, I think 140 or below is coming. Tesla got this rejection. If you look at Tesla's chart very carefully, you will see that we're losing 410. We also have this head and shoulders like pattern. I think the 4-hour gives you a better view of that. So it's looking weak. There's a risk of it potentially coming down to the low 400s. There's a left shoulder, head and right shoulder. And I think there's weakness on Tesla stock. So it could be dipping a bit more, despite the fact that they announced that they just launched their very important new Model Y refresh in the US. It wasn't really enough to get this to really bounce, so it's still dipping a bit. So please keep that in mind. Apple showing some slowdowns right here. We want to hold above 225, otherwise this is going to continue to dip to about 218. For others out there, we also happen to have Coin. Coin is rejecting here. We're looking for this gap fill back down to 295. If that fails us, we could be dipping a little bit lower, and we'll see if we bounce off 292 or not, but this is looking like it's dipping. Amazon, it pushed to 236. It was not able to hold above 235. So we're barely holding 233. If that does not hold, we could be dipping lower to come down to about 231. Also, when you look at the daily on Amazon, we're getting a rejection here. We have a gap to fill down at 226. Another one down here at 230. So we might be dipping to at least 230. Meta is looking very resilient. We got some bullish news, so it could be pushing for 650 plus, doing a good job so far. Microsoft has a giant gap to fill down here at 430, so it might be coming back down. Google pushed very nicely to 202. If we break that, we could be continuing to push to 204 plus. So it's showing some strength. So keep that in mind. The VIX has dumped really hard, guys. I think the VIX is at support near this 14 area. It might be looking for a bounce back up to at least 16. So be careful. This could be a sign the market's about to pull back. I'm seeing weakness on SPY, and I think the risk is to the downside, so please be careful, guys. With that being said, this is a quick warning. I hope you guys see this video as fast as possible. I think there's going to be a pullback coming. Thank you for listening. Have a good day, and peace out.